Hello, Tuva. Thank you so much for joining us today. To get started, maybe just briefly introduce yourself, where you live, and what you do as an outdoor professional and then as an instructor.
Thank you, Thomas. My name is Tuva. I'm based in Norway. I'm also a Norwegian. Right now I work in outdoor center, so I work mainly with kids from age 6 to 12, and I teach very basic outdoor skills like canoeing, swimming, skiing, just be out in the outdoors and try to teach the kids to love the outdoors. So that's like mainly my work now. And then on the side, I do some rescue training and instruct some swiftwater rescue and some first aid courses.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
And can you tell us a little bit about how you started? How did you get into all of this? Did you do this as a child with your family, or what was the kind of pivotal point in your life where you decided to, focus as a profession doing this?
Yeah, so my family have always taken me out, been walking a lot in the mountains down in Europe, in the Alps when I was a child. So the outdoors have always been a part of my life. But as a professional, I did Erasmus scholarship thing in Finland when I did my social studies, and we were introduced to use the outdoors kind of as in a therapeutic way. And that was where my professional, I got very interested in using this as my, to work with it. And I finished my social studies, and then I moved to Iceland, where I did my outdoor studies, my adventure course. And that's also where I met Thomas, and where I also learned a lot of my hard skills and realized that this is the place to be. Yeah, that was very short, but always been a part of my life. But as a profession, it kind of grew when I got older.
Yeah, so you just mentioned, technical training and hard skills, but, as a professional, there's a lot more to that. So, next to the, technical hard skills, how do you manage everything else around, or what is your take on that to manage all those human factors involved?
Yeah, so as I said, I have this social studies from that's kind of my base. But I think all these soft skills, it's kind of comes with experience, and also after being in the this profession for a while, you get very a little bit more secure in yourself as well, and these soft skills are growing, And then I've been so lucky to meet a lot of professional instructors that have, you pick some things that you admire from all the people you meet, and then in the end you kind of have this base of soft skills that combine with the hard skills, hopefully make you a good instructor. Yeah.
And where have you worked outside of Norway, or where's most of your work has been in Norway? But have you traveled or done expeditions, or whether privately or professionally outside of? What's that looked like for you?
Yeah, so I did my adventure studies in Iceland. Been working mainly in Norway, except teach some swiftwater rescue courses in Iceland. But then I'm so lucky that my husband is an Indian guide, river guide. So most of my international experience have been from the rivers in India. So that's been really, when you come into this industry, you meet so many nice people with this amazing skill set, and often you have the same view on life and the same values, and you meet a lot of great people in this industry, and I think maybe that's one of the things I appreciate the most.
So when you think about a young person who becomes interested in making a living out of that, so or turn that into a profession, let's say, think about water sports. Like, what would be your recommendation for the next steps? Like, let's say within a 8 to 12 months period to get closer to that goal, to become a professional outdoor guide.
So at least as what I experienced is that even though I had the interest and really like to be outdoors and in the water and in the rivers, I didn't have those basic hard skills because it's a very safety aspect in this, So for me, it helped I did my school, and through my school and these basic hard skills, you meet people that will, you can tag along with. And you are always surrounded by people that have a little bit more skills than you, they are a little bit better than you. And through that, you learn. And I think the best way of getting into this as a profession is to you start with some hard skills and then it will build up. You will grow connections. And for me, the school which I did in Iceland kind of was a big door opener for me because I met so many people that, helped me and pushed me in the right direction.
One thing that can be a challenge sometimes for people that work in the adventure guiding or adventure tourism or even outdoor education industry is seasonal work. How do you manage that? It sounds like you have a job that's a little bit more full-time and consistent now, or what has your experience been with that? And what do you think the challenges for people can be, or how can you avoid that? Or what are some tips to help you get through the whole year doing work like this?
Yeah. So seasonal work has its good and not so good sides, I would say. The positive side is that you always meet new people. You can work wherever you want, in different countries. But of course, as you mentioned, it's very short term, so you always need a plan to what is next. But what helped me in that is that you always meet these new people that know people that know people. So kind of you use your own network and other people's network to kind of push you in the right direction. But of course, I see that even though it's amazing to work seasonal because you kind of create your own little family where you are, it is also challenging because you always need a plan and because the season will always end. So what helped for me is to kind of have a little long-term plan. So I knew that I was working some seasons at the same place because then I got kind of some consistency. But here we are different, I need that in my life to kind of be able to relax. But others love this uncertainty. But I have experienced that if you think a little bit ahead, it is also possible to work seasonal and enjoy it if you are like me, that you need a little bit of a control or some plans ahead.
Yeah. So it's quite interesting. You talked a little bit about the challenges of being a guide in the outdoors and seasonal work. So what is your main motivation, or what's your main motivator just to keep going, or your main reason why you're living that life?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, the people I meet, in my life earlier, I wouldn't say I have struggled, but I have felt that I'm a little bit different than everyone else. I don't know, you kind of feel like the shoe doesn't really perfectly fit. And then I came into the outdoor life, and then suddenly I met all these people that I felt that, oh, these people are like me, they love to be in the outdoors, like they love to hang around, like, and people take care of each other. Like you are kind of this little village and family that like you work together, you live together, you eat together. So it's like that is my motivation, like the people you meet, because I also experienced that even though when I went into this industry, I was thinking like, oh, I'm going to like guide people on this mountain or on this river, you know, like these very fancy things. But now it's more about the experience that you get with your other colleagues and the clients you have. So the trip in itself doesn't have to be very crazy, but it is more of this vibe that you create as a guide that motivates me, because you get a lot of good moments in this life that I would never have if I was not in this industry. So I think that's my motivation.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story and to allowing us to interview you so people can get to know you. And I really loved what you said at the end about finding your place in the community, because anybody that works in this industry can definitely relate to that. So it's very nice how you explain that in a way that, so many people can relate to. So thank you for your time, and we will look forward to a future with you on our team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tuva, for coming in today.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. If you think you'd like to work in the outdoor industry, but you're not really sure what you would do, head to our website and we have a free assessment that you can fill out, and we will help you determine that.
To learn more about our training programs, visit our website or sign up to our newsletter.